You're watching ChillyBoy Productions. I'm Larry ChillyBoy Chilson, and this is our latest Game of Thrones reaction video. And as always, I am joined by Tyler today. Hi, Tyler.
Hello, was it episode 2 of season 5? We
Yeah.
had an interesting opening episode, especially the way that it ended with Mance getting, I guess, well, he was being burnt alive, and then John took him out, so he didn't burn all the way. So,
Oh.
R.I.P.
Spent a lot of time up north last episode, just starting off
Yeah.
on season 5. So we saw Cersei quite a bit last episode as well. She kind of got Jamie to omit words, which led to the truth that he freed Tyrion.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which led to her obviously scolding him and saying that you're responsible for our father's death. So good job. But then later we see her having none of it with obviously Loras Tyrell still
Poor Loris.
not having it at all. But she runs into an unexpected guest as they are mourning her father. Lancel is back and he is part of a religious zealot group. So that was
As you do.
interesting. Then we saw that Loris is still messing around with little Oliver all this time in the background before Marjorie walks in on them and reveals that even if Loris doesn't marry Cersei, which they both seem to have accepted is not going to happen, she
Oh,
does
well.
not plan to have Cersei sticking around King's Landing. So we'll see what Marjorie has in store. Then we see Tyrion and Varys. They arrive at Illyrio's place across the narrow sea. They are now in Essos, and Varys reveals to Tyrion one, his Targaryen restoration plan that he has been working since season 1, and tells Tyrion that he freed him not only because Jaime asked him to, but also because he does truly believe Tyrion is good for the people and good for the realm. So he wants to deliver Tyrion to the last Targaryen that he knows of at least, and have Tyrion help Daenerys. So
Woo.
we'll see about that. Meanwhile, Daenerys is going through some drama over in her camp. This new group called the Sons of the Harpy have emerged and are killing Unsullied in the streets. They're rebelling against Daenerys's reign currently. So that's fun. Golden masked murderers
Creepy.
roaming the streets.
Creepy masks, yeah.
Meanwhile, she is approached by his Dar, who we did meet briefly in season 4, and he asks her to open the fighting pits, and that is at the request of the great masters of Yunkai. And she does not want to do so, though Dario is trying to convince her otherwise, and also reminds her about her dragons and
Yeah.
what her true force is. So she visits them. They're not real happy to see mom.
No, they're much bigger and much angrier. That's what
They
it
were
looked like to me.
not having it with Daenerys. So she said, I'll come back. I'll come back. It's cool.
They got to cool down first.
Then we see Littlefinger, who has set to having Robin Aaron trained up so he could be the Lord of the Vale, while
Yes.
Lord Royce roasts him off to the side.
You love to
But
see it.
Littlefinger gets a mysterious scroll that precedes him taking Sansa out of the Eyrie to an unknown location that we have not yet discovered. But what we do know is that it led them literally right past Brienne and Podrick.
So
So
close. So close. Once again,
we're just a field apart, just right across the field. And then finally, as we talked about a little bit in that opening, we see John up at the wall. He's training little Ollie, training these other people. We hear that Sir Alistair is like the favorite to become the new Lord Commander, which has Samwell and clearly very nervous. But meanwhile, Stannis is still up there and is claiming his stake as the rightful king to the Seven Kingdoms, and asks Jon to convince Mance Rayder to bend the knee and join his army so he can march down and take the North back from the Boltons. But we hear Mance Rayder doesn't budge. He says this is not what he's here for. His people won't respect that, and he's fought his whole life to be free of monarchs, no matter who they are. So Jon fails in getting him to come around, and much like Melisandre, Stannis, and Selyse do, they set Mance to the fire. But Jon does a mercy killing and shoots him before he has to really burn alive. So that is where we left off last week. Now we are heading to the House of Black and White. Whatever that is.
What does it mean?
So let's go ahead and find out what it means in episode 2.
Oh.
I have to say, I also just do love the random sound effects of that fireball with the spinning rings when we pass by it. Didn't that get ripped down last episode? What's it still doing up there?
Well, I guess they didn't update it this week. Maybe next season. We're going to Bravos.
There he is.
The giant statue.
He's just a statue.
Arya's not about that poetic nonsense. She's right down to the facts.
Yeah, she's like, screw that. I've been through enough BS in my life already. Beautiful place. I know that man's struggling. He's been rowing for forever.
So let's talk about a shoulder workout. Oh.
Oh, all right. We already got the name drop of the episode, and it's been a couple minutes, maybe. Oh, the doors are black and white. Makes sense. I'm expecting some Alice in Wonderland type stuff to go on, open this big black and white door. He does not look amused.
No one here by that name. You have everywhere else to go.
But wait!
All right, damn. Traveled all that way just to get the cold shoulder.
That man literally said, you have the rest of the world to go to. Bye.
Yeah. I can't stop you from going anywhere else, but you can't come in here.
So this is getting short.
Yeah. Make a wish. That was underwhelming. Hopefully there's more, but I'm glad that Pod and them have stayed together.
Oh.
Go Pod.
Shoot your shot, Pod.
Oh no.
I'll have some.
Uh-oh.
What's a bunch, Podrick? 6, 20? 10, I think. Too many.
You got this, Brienne.
She's like, what's a bunch? Can I take them?
Find more.
Your loyalty came free of charge. Someone appears to have paid quite a bit for it since then.
Ooh.
Take him out.
And what did happen?
Well, how do we start to explain that situation?
This woman swore to protect Renly. She failed. She swore to protect your mother. She failed.
Why should you have any say in her affairs?
Because I am her uncle. I married her Aunt Lysa shortly before
come
Medalivet's
on.
untimely death.
Neither of us wanted to be there. Sometimes we don't have a choice.
And sometimes we do.
Okay.
You should
Come on.
We don't
What's your
want
point,
our new
Sansa?
friend
That was
wandering
stupid.
the countryside alone.
You're gonna tell me that you would be better off with Brienne and Podrick? Yeah, there we go. She's like, screw your horses. Ooh. That guy was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Keep up, Pod. Come on.
Yeah, this of all
Gonna
the
run
time
into
is
action.
not. Of all the times, Podrick is this is not. You need to ride. He's struggling.
It's like, what the hell?
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Oh no. Too easy.
these idiots.
Now she's gonna go try and save Pod, I hope. Uh-oh. Right into the water, too.
Oh.
Now he has no horse. Just throwing stuff at him. Yeah! Damn. Sword fight on a horse.
Oh.
Oh!
Oh, damn. Well,
I saw her riding on the East Road with Littlefinger. We'll follow them.
Now go do that to Littlefinger. That's what I want.
Those Stark girls refused your service.
Do you think she's safe with Littlefinger?
No, my lady.
Check yourself, Pod. That's basically what she's saying.
she ain't safe with that man. We gotta go watch.
That's fancy.
Jamie shook.
Daughters alone in Dawn, surrounded by people who hate our family.
After what they did to Oberyn, you know, maybe they're not too happy in Dorne.
The tragedy that's befallen their cursed country. I will burn their cities to the ground if they touch her.
I'm gonna make things better.
You've never made anything better.
I'm going to Dawn. I'm bringing our daughter.
Cersei just throwing the shade as usual.
You can't just ask Prince Doran to give her back.
Damn, Jaime's gonna go out there by himself and just take his daughter back and everything.
Is there anything else, Your Grace?
I'm excited to see Dorne.
I never said I was going alone.
Well, who is he gonna gather? I'm excited.
Roses are very nice.
Yay!
And music,
Feels like I haven't seen Bron in forever.
A married man now. He's living the
Right,
married
yeah.
life.
I think is this the first time we've seen his significant other? I'm gonna have to adjust to this like more well-adjusted Bron with like a significant other and responsibilities, and we like the growth though. We love to see the growth.
Get what's coming to them. Just get on with it. What you here for?
Bron said, "Get on with it." Got the chit chat.
Very good for you.
Hey,
She's got a haircut.
a haircut and a whole lot of emotional baggage.
Remove yourself from my path, or I'll take that long axe and I'll shove
Damn.
What will you do about his death?
I will bury him. I will mourn for him.
And then
You would have me go to war.
the whole country.
Yes,
will
go to war.
We are not to war.
Tyler, he's right there with you, Alaria.
I'm still angry.
How many of your brothers and sisters do they have to kill?
Let me have
So she's ready to go down there and kill her herself.
Let me send her to Cersei. One finger at a time.
Hey,
Not while I rule.
damn.
And how long will that be?
Ooh. She's like, you're not gonna let me do what I want. Maybe I'm gonna have to take you out too. Surprise, I guess.
Oh.
The mask.
Teach them a better way.
I do not know the place from where old sir comes. Things maybe are different there, I hope.
Old sir.
But here, in Marine, before Daenerys Storm, on their owners, mercy, fair trial. These mean nothing to them. All they understand is blood.
Thank you all for your counsel.
It's like a whole giant group of people now. Pretty crazy. Her whole like boardroom of advisors.
Word, please, I beg you.
About what?
About your father. About the Mad King.
The Mad King. You're here to remind me of my enemy's lies?
Your enemies did not lie.
Oh.
Go on.
I'm not my father.
No, Your Grace. Thank the gods.
I will not have the son of the Harpy executed without a fair trial.
I guess that's progress, so that's good.
Cersei has offered a lordship to the man who brings her your head.
She ought to offer her cunt. Best part of her for the best part of me.
Are we really going to spend the entire road to Volantis talking about the futility of everything?
You're right, no point. The road to Valentis. You said we were going to Marine.
A man of talent.
Managed to kill a lot of people.
Tyrion just going through it, just gonna keep drinking his wine.
Other areas as well.
How many dwarves are there in the world?
Is Cersei going to kill them all?
Well.
Oh.
Thank you, Your Grace.
Damn, Cersei's just like, kill every small person in the land.
If you don't mind, it could prove useful for my work.
Uh-oh. Useful for his work. What the hell is this guy's problem?
All right.
It's freaking... That guy's weird. In the Qyburn, that guy's weird.
In addition to being master of ships, the king has appointed you master of coin.
Oh, Your Grace.
He called your experience.
He was all hyped. He was like, hell yeah.
The king is named Qyburn, the new master of whispers.
Grace, him? This man? This embarrassment to the citadel?
Now he's upset.
I must say, I cannot
Uncle
see
Kevin,
how...
in light of your position,
She's gonna ignore this man before he gets flamed once again.
serve as his master of war.
You are the Queen Mother. Nothing more.
Oh, damn.
Oh.
You would abandon your king in his time of need.
All right. Well, great talk, I guess. She's just teaching everybody to read, isn't she?
Good work, Shireen.
The youngest Lord Commander in history, Osric Stark, was elected at the age of 10.
We're doing just fine. I'm sure you and Ostrich Stark have a lot to talk about.
The passive aggressiveness in this conversation is
How old are you
very
when
aggressive.
you read?
My mother kept me inside because
She's crazy.
What do you call it in the south?
grayscale.
I ordered Mansraider burnt at the stake. You prevented that order from being carried out. You showed mercy.
Let's see what his punishments for showing mercy.
Bear Island knows no king but the king in the north, whose name is Stark.
That amuses you.
Apologize, Your Grace.
I don't punish men for bravery. I reward them.
I don't doubt
Two
it.
clarinets, Stannis.
You can give me the north.
No.
I can't.
Kneel before me. Lay your sword at my feet. Pledge me your service, and you'll rise again as Jon Stark, Lord of Winterfell.
Oh.
That's kind of tough.
Daydream that my
Little girl has Stannis shook. You need to Stark up here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna refuse him.
Oh.
No.
For the 998th
Damn.
Lord Commander of the Night's Watch.
That's so many commanders.
He's
998.
not just a knight, he's a man of true nobility, and led us to victory against the wildlings. He's a veteran
Oh
of 100
God, really?
battles and has been
Wait,
commander of the watch and
of all the people that's going to be talking about all the stuff he did, the guy that hid the whole time. That man looks like he's on death's door already. But
There's no one else. Her name is Gilly, but the Slint knows her quite well. They cowered together in the larder during the battle for the wall.
Ooh!
yeah.
Yeah!
The shade. The shade.
I found him there after the battle was over, in a puddle of his own making.
Even Master
Mr.
Aiden, like, he's like, yeah.
Women and children. He led the mission to avenge Lord Commander Mormont. Mormont himself.
I mean, you would think
chose
with all
to
these
be
things that
steward.
he's done, that
saw
he would be a
something,
prime candidate.
And now we've all seen
But,
it
you know.
too. He may be young, but he's the commander we turned to when the night was darkest.
The youth is what you need in this place, honestly. Not him, though. Huh?
Oh. Mr. Aemon with the deciding vote.
We'd love to see it. Damn, Arya's gonna take out that pigeon. Ooh. Damn, savagery. Uh-oh. He's back. Hey! Surprise!
A man is not Jack and Hagar.
We are all Jack and Hagar.
No one. And that is who a girl must become.
Very cryptic. Very impressive how he can rip off his face and turn into a complete white guy.
Oh.
Alright. Well, that escalated quickly. Messed it all up. Wanted to give him a trial and be fair and everything. You messed it up, my man. Now you gotta be the one on trial, my guy. You played yourself.
Can't just go in there and kill him.
She should have cut off the traitor's head in the Great Pyramid and been done with it.
Should I keep telling her to do to you?
Ooh. All right.
You just don't give a damn.
At that point, yeah. Well, I can kind of see where this is going. Not sure what the reaction will be. What will you do? What will you do?
It's like, oh.
Where's Drogon? Oh. Hissing.
Now the people are pissed.
You in danger.
Oh.
Well, now it's a war.
Gotta get out of here.
Oh, time to run. Yeah. Oof.
They said we'll kill them ourselves too. About that.
Taking the action in their own hands.
Like this little unsullied shield wall.
The shield wall above her.
Oh. Well, that caused a straight up revolt.
Where's Jorah when you need it? I'm still just wondering where Drogon is this whole time. I was waiting for him to just swoop in and just roast some people. I spoke it into existence! I manifested! He's also huge. Let's hope this exchange reuniting is friendly. Be careful with that hand.
Hey, Mom. Bye, Mom.
Off to go burn some more people.
Just checking in, letting you know I'm still alive, but I'm out.
Yeah. How are my siblings?
I got dragon business to attend to.
You know, letting y'all know I'm here. Damn. Well,
wow.
I'm glad I spoke that into existence. But I was like, where is Drogon? And then here it was.
I know. Now you just gotta keep speaking Jorah into
one day, hopefully.
It's like every episode, it's trying to speak them both into Daenerys's life once more, and we got one of them.
Right. I mean, wherever the dragon's gonna go next. I mean, at least you know it's local, I guess.
Yeah, he's at least around somewhere, lurking.
She's gonna need him real soon for some more protection.
Lord, well, yeah. Now that this city has just devolved into madness. That was episode 2 of season 5. So this episode, we saw Arya reach good old Bravos that she was destined for. And upon arrival, she is turned away from the House of Black and White. So she just kind of roams the city, looking around, chopping off pigeons' heads. And
picking fights.
The man finds her once again that turned her away. And it's the faceless man.
Right.
It's actually no one / Jaqen and Hagar who invites her in after turning her away initially. for being the title of the episode, we actually didn't get that much time with Arya, but how did you
Right,
feel
yeah.
about her little bit of time there?
I mean, Arya's always entertaining no matter what she's doing. It was, I guess, surprising to just see her be turned away after traveling all that way immediately. But I guess maybe no one, or Jack and Nagar, whatever name you want to call him, he just wanted to let her stew out there a little bit, fend for herself before coming to collect. And it seems like it's going to be working out. I'm very interested to see all the stuff with the changing of the faces. That seems very interesting. I mean, I believe we've seen him do stuff like that before, but just, I mean, is she going to learn this? That's at least what it seems like to me. You know, taking her into this special House of Black and White kind of place. So I'm excited to see that. You know, her evolution of a character has been one of the more exciting arcs throughout these first couple seasons. Now that she doesn't have the Hound anymore, it'll be intriguing to see where the rest of her story goes.
Then we see Brienne and Podrick at this little inn. Podrick giving the eyes to some girl working.
Ale woman.
And as he follows her around with his eyes, he spots Littlefinger, and Sansa, realizing who it was, he alerts Brienne, and promptly she heads over to tell Sansa, like she did Arya, of her promise to their mother. But of course, Littlefinger is not just going to hand Sansa over and discredits Brienne, and Sansa decides to dismiss her and stay with Littlefinger. I just am so tired. I know that people can't understand a shadow demon, but she literally had no way to protect her.
Right.
Zero.
I mean,
no way.
Yeah.
And the same thing with Catelyn. Catelyn sent her away to deliver Jaime back to King's Landing. So
yeah, she's had some bad luck.
She was nowhere around. She had no say in either of those deaths. So it looks bad. I understand that she just jumps from one person to the next to protect them, but it's not her fault, damn it.
Everyone she follows dies mysteriously.
But that was the deciding factor. Also didn't love that little like kind of jab that Sansa threw at Brienne for no reason. I was like, well, Sansa, then maybe you had a choice too, ma'am. Like, what are you talking about?
Dark Sansa is definitely not my
Throwing
favorite.
shade. Well, then Brienne, stupid little fingers people start following her out, and Brienne's having none of it. So she's freeing horses, chopping men down. Pod almost got
taking everybody
down.
out with her. It's like, you're not gonna come with me. I'm gonna make your life difficult.
But thankfully, Brienne was there to save Pod. Didn't let him go down.
Yeah, thankfully. I was worried.
And Podrick says, well, maybe, you know, they both said no. So I think you are free of your promise to Catelyn. But
just do whatever you want.
Brienne is honorable, and she says, no, I don't trust no Littlefinger. Sansa is not safe with that man, so we are going to tail them. We're going to be following them at the least until we have the opportunity to help Sansa. So
take Sansa whether she likes it or not.
We're going to kidnap her one way or the next. We're
Right,
going to save her from Littlefinger.
I was really hoping Brienne was going to take out Littlefinger eventually.
Yes, how did you feel about everything with those four characters?
Well, that was definitely one of the more interesting, fun storylines. I mean, it's great that they actually met up in the storyline, because that was something I was really upset about, where they were so close. You know, we had the intersecting storylines almost happen, and then they actually do happen because they just end up being at the same pub, bar, whatever term you want to use. It sucks the way that it went down. Like you said, it does look bad. You know, Brienne's history or track record, because she fought. You know, she looks after these people, and they all die. So just on the outside looking in, Littlefinger does have leverage there, because that does look terrible from, you know, you don't know the optics of inside. You know, when you say in the Sansa, it's like a shadow demon that had Stannis' face on it. That sounds very surreal. It sucks that Sansa has to be this way. I mean, I kind of get it. You know, her personality, especially right now, it is kind of like a survival mode kind of thing. You have to just, and she's also kind of just being, I feel like, kind of corrupted in a sense by having Littlefinger's influence there. So maybe it's a little bit of both, where she's kind of just doing what she has to get by. Kind of like what she's done before in the past anyway. But now she has to be a lot more cold and much like Littlefinger to, keep that going. Hopefully, down the road we can get them separated. I mean, I hope Littlefinger gets killed. I mean, that's what I'm hoping for. But,
that's the end game here.
Right, but yeah, the Brienne Podrick stuff was entertaining. It was great seeing the battles on the horses and her taking out all the horses on the way out, saving Podrick. But hopefully they get that done. They get Sansa away from Littlefinger, just because, I mean, Brienne, even though I like Brienne and Podrick, I mean, that kind of is like their main focus. Like, that's kind of like, her trying to get the Starks back because Arya's off doing whatever once again. So, they need to do something. Otherwise, I don't know where their characters are really going to go.
Well, then up at the wall, John is seen kind of bopping around talking to Stannis. And Stannis offers him to make him an official lord and name him a Stark, as is his power as king. If obviously John will
bends the knee.
Bends the knee, help him out a little bit, and he'll name you a Stark.
Yeah, I like that note.
This comes after that note that this little girl wrote to him. This, as Stannis called her, wretched girl.
He's just like, nah, we're not doing this. Maybe there's a Stark involved.
Yeah, so he's like, well, maybe I should get a Stark involved. We also see Shireen teaching Gilly how to read, and we see Gilly a little bit resentful towards Sam for not being a good teacher.
He did his best, probably.
And then we see Selyse being rude and weird as per usual.
Always weird. I will find her completely weird all the time.
But we have an election to get to, so
right.
They elect a new Lord Commander, and it comes down to a tie between not Janice Flint. Oh God, Sir Alistair Thorne and Jon Snow, in which Maester Aemon is the deciding vote, and he elects Jon as the new Lord Commander of the Night's Watch. Plus, we also got Samwell putting on a roasting session of Janice Flint, which was well deserved and needed. So, how did you feel about everything at the wall?
Oh man, I mean, that was some pretty good stuff there. Jon Snow. I mean, Jon Snow has become a much better character as everything's progressed. So I'm glad that he's actually getting, I guess, his due, because he has done so much. And I'm glad that Samwell, his biggest friend of the group, stood up for him and basically told everybody, look at all this crap he did. He did a bunch more stuff than anyone else in this room, and he should be, paid accordingly. Also, I just have to give him credit for, the fact that he's choosing to go with, his honorable way and not bending the knee, because that is tempting. I especially see for him becoming a Stark officially now, but he has to kind of weigh out the pros and cons because of the fact that if he bends the knee, that's kind of a very dishonorable way to become a Stark. I'm curious to see what he's going to be like being the leader. That's something that's going to be very intriguing to see. And also the stuff with the Mormont note, that's going to be interesting. Hopefully that comes back, because it's this little child that's nah, we need a Stark. Otherwise,
other Mormont, the third Mormont, maybe we'll meet her too.
Well, I hope if whenever we do see her, maybe Jorah will be there too, just because it's the Mormont connection. But as far as the other stuff goes, it was sweet seeing Gilly being taught how to read and all that stuff. Not too much to really say about that. Just a cute little moment. Stannis' wife being weird as usual.
Yeah, she knows no other way of life. Then down at King's Landing, we see that Dorne has sent over a red viper with the Lannister necklace in it to Cersei as a nice little warning to her.
It was a cool little gift though. Pull off little crazy gift box.
Well, this prompts Jaime, in order to prove himself after Cersei just slams him left, right, and center, to go to Bronn and say, hey, we're going to take a trip to Dorne to try to rescue my daughter from the angry Dornish people. Meanwhile, Cersei back in the capital is just basically acting like she's the queen. Pretending sending Tommen off to play and ruling as if she were the queen herself.
She's doing her best to stay in that position of power.
Putting good old Mace Tyrell as Master of Coin, which he was very pleased with.
Yeah, he was like, hell yeah. I didn't expect that going in.
Putting Qyburn as the new Master of Whisperers, which had Grand Maester Pycelle shook.
Yeah, he was not happy, and he appropriately got reprimanded and ignored afterwards.
She also is having all dwarves that she can get their hands on murdered.
All of them. Any small person in the land, they're getting their head chopped off.
Yeah, and Qyburn is taking them for his work.
That was whatever that was all about. I was like, okay, that's weird. I mean, he always seemed weird anyway. But like the fact that he was like, oh yeah, I'll take those. Like, all right, okay, whatever you're using for those. I don't know if that has something to do with the mountain and whatever he's doing with the mountain. I hope he still dies, but I'm sure he won't, because whatever weird Frankenstein like stuff they're doing with him.
Then we see Lancel's father and uncle to Cersei and Jaime, Kevin Lannister, just not having it with Cersei. She wasn't having it.
I'm laughing at all the names in this show that are so outrageous that he's just
Kevin Lannister.
Also, I mean, Alistair Thorne and like Daenerys Kevin.
Yeah, so he kind of is like, listen, you ain't a queen. You don't run shit around here, girl. You are the queen mother, and that is it. I am out. Bye.
He's the one that's ready to just throw all the shade, don't care what she has to say.
So then, because it pretty much directly tied into their plotline, we finally see Dorne for the first time. And Ilaria, with her new haircut, is pissed. Very much angry.
Understandably so.
So she goes to the Prince of Dorne and says, the hell's wrong with you? You just sit here looking at this damn water gardens all day. See this little Lannister girl. Let me kill her and send her parts back to Cersei and send the message. And he says, no. We don't just mutilate little girls here. We will stay put and keep the peace as long as I'm alive. And she says, okay, well, we'll see how long that is then, and leaves.
Yeah,
so
she was like, bet, and then left. walked away.
Challenge accepted. Bye. How did you feel about everything in King's Landing and our intro to Dorne?
Oh man, I'm very intrigued to see where that goes with Jaime and Bronn both going up to Dorne, whatever that may entail. I know Ilaria was talking about sand snakes. I don't know if that was literal or people. Like, either way, I'm intrigued, because it sounded like they're people. So I mean, if they're not people and they're just big old sand snakes, that'd be also awesome. Yeah, Cersei's been trying her hardest to stay in power no matter what. You could definitely see that in the last couple episodes, last season as well, where it comes to the shifting of power, especially now that Tywin's gone. You could definitely see Jaime and all of the, well, I guess not Tyrion. Tyrion's off, acting like he doesn't know them anymore. But Jaime and Cersei especially, realizing the shifting of power and all that, the dynamics, if you will. I mean, Cersei roasting people is always great. Not sure what it entails for all these other people in positions, Qyburn, all them. Yeah, I think the Qyburn's thing is what intrigued me, with that he's gonna take these heads somewhere, because I don't know what he's up to. Just very weird. But as far as the stuff with Dorne, I get it's tough, because it's double-edged sword. Like, I get why the prince feels that way, because it was, he was killed legally, Oberyn, it was a trial by combat. But, Ilaria, of course, was very upset. She was there, watched it happen, and she's angry, as anyone would. But, it was legal, if you will. So she doesn't want to go the legal route. So, but I also loved Oberyn as well. So it's like, I want to be like, yes, let's kill Cersei's daughter and send her back in pieces and all that.
This poor girl who don't got nothing to do with it.
Yeah, she's literally been there the whole time. She's not had any factor into Oberyn being killed, but understandably, she's just caught in the crossfire, especially as they're trying to get her back. So that's going to be interesting, the conflict between Jaime and them trying to get her to come back. And Ilaria's like, no, you can't, I don't want her to go back. I want her dead. But at any cost. So Yeah. So I mean, Alara is cool. I mean, I'm hoping that she gets a bigger part, especially with us traveling to Dorne. And now that she doesn't have to be like the side piece, if you will, not literal side piece, but the side, character to Oberyn, because Oberyn did kind of take charge a lot of the time. I'm like interested to see her grow more, even if she has to get in on the badassery and start fighting some people. That's what I'm hoping for. Especially now that she's in a more angry capacity. I'm sure she's going to get in on some battles. I don't know what that'll entail for Bronn and Jaime, but excited. Also the Sand Snakes.
Well, then our final storyline is over in Meereen, as we see Dario and Grey Worm find one of the Sons of the Harpy hiding out in a wall with his little golden mask.
Just casually, just Dario just stabbing the wall.
And we see this former slave is a very hard advocate of just kill him. He says, these people, I've lived with them. I've learned of them my whole life. They don't know these words, fair trial and all of this bull crap. They just know kill.
Right. It's tough. I mean, it's tough out there ruling these people.
Sir Barristan says, no, we can't. Listen, we got to have a fair trial. Daenerys, come with me. Everything that you heard about your father that wasn't lies, that they tried to tell you to corrupt, your father was a freaking crazy person who just burnt people and laughed and didn't give any trials and
the Mad
just
King
thought that he was giving justice no matter what he did. So Daenerys says, okay, we'll go ahead and go through with the trial. But that little ex-slave said, not today.
Screw your trial.
We ain't doing no trials here. And he sneaks in and kills the son of the Harpy, which in turn has him pleading to Daenerys, thinking he did well, telling her, I know you really wanted him dead. You were just caught up in the politics. She's like, no, sir, you just robbed us of the trial, though. You can't just go in there and murder him like that.
Yeah, that's not how justice works generally.
Yeah, then people were, I guess, hoping she would just kill him in a pyramid, but she decided to make a trial of that out there and sentence him to death, which made the former slaves very angry that one of their own died. So they started revolting. They hissed at her, started attacking breaking necks of these former masters. Just turned into utter chaos out there.
Yeah.
So in her moment of distress, Daenerys just kind of walking around and there's Drogon. He said, hey, Mom, what's going on?
Heard you were in trouble.
Heard there was some madness. heard stuff was going down, so thought I'd stop in and see that you were okay real quick.
I just think of it being like a there kind of moment. You'll get through this, and then I'm just going to leave.
But I still got to go. Was like the most
Dragon
joy
business.
I've seen on Daenerys' face, seeing him in some time. It feels like haven't really.
I was nervous, just based on the dragon's tendencies lately.
Yeah, I guess he's not chained up, so he's not ready to just snap an arm off quite yet. That's what
it's tough because he hasn't been chained up, but he's also been very angry, killing children potentially and goats and whoever else in the countryside
in his way. But yes, before she can even touch him, he's like, no. I heard the last time you were touching dragons, you chained him up, so we're not gonna get that close.
Not gonna send me down there.
I'm gonna leave. Bye. So, how did you feel about everything with Daenerys' story this episode?
It's so tough because you see her every episode trying to do the right thing, so trying to kind of find the middle ground between what's right and what's wrong with all these people, in her council. And even when it seems like she's trying to do the right thing, it still gets messed up somehow. I mean, you can't please everyone. That's just politics. That's just how politics are. You can't please everyone. No, you do one thing, you're going to make one person angry and vice versa. And in this case, she tried to do the right thing, with freedom, free trial, not just execute people. And then they ruined it by taking it into their own hands and killing him anyway. And then he got put in the place of the trial and and he got executed. And of course they didn't like that. I understand the concepts, it's tough ruling people, and I feel bad for her in that sense because she's trying to do the right thing and it's not going great. Maybe, I don't know if maybe it's a mixture of her council itself, not giving the greatest advice, or the people themselves aren't the greatest people.
They're just a mess.
Yeah, I think it's just a mess all around, especially, and it's going to be wild to see what the future holds for them, because they're obviously not very happy, but she's still trying to do the right thing. I guess the stuff with Drogon, cool, great. I was happy to see him back. I was wondering when he was ever going to pop back, if he ever popped back up, and at least he's still around. Letting y'all know he's around. He's bigger now.
It's very big. Like, damn.
Yeah. Well,
right.
based on the craziness of all these people, she may need to unleash those dragons, unfortunately.
Moving forward with these plots that you saw this episode, what predictions do you have?
I feel like Arya's gonna learn how to do the face thing. I don't know what the proper term for that would be. Just like the face thing. Just have, the face off kind of Nicolas Cage, John Travolta thing. She's gonna be able to change faces, whatever that entails. I feel like she's gonna learn that, just because why not? That's pretty cool. And the guy with no face, whatever you call him, Chaka Nagar, no one, whatever you want to call him, he has that ability. It seems like that's going to be what her storyline is going to be, learning that and whatever else maybe along the way. The Daenerys one is going to be tough, because I don't know where that's going to go, because that could go like 4 or 5 different directions depending on the people, what she decides, who's counseling her. Are the dragons coming back? Are they not coming back? I'm hoping she can corral them and they'll be a lot friendlier, maybe. If not, I guess you got to do what you got to do. I'm hoping Brienne and Podrick go and track down Sansa and Littlefinger. That's what I'm hoping for. Maybe that'll be in what's the cards next. I don't know what'll be next for the Night's Watch with Jon Snow involved. Hopefully they're going to be a lot more progressive. I guess that's the proper term, with Jon Snow involved. I will be curious to see how people react to him being in charge. Some of those people like Janos Slynt, Alistair Thorne, now that they have to take orders from him, basically. I think the stuff with Tyrion will be interesting too once they finally get there. Maybe they'll help. They'll assist in some shape or form.
Tyrion to the rescue, maybe.
Jamie in the Jamie Braun stuff versus Ilaria and the Sand Snakes. That's what I'm assuming is going to happen down there. Are they going to get their daughter out of there, the Lannister daughter out of there or not? We'll see. I'm intrigued to see Doran in general, though, because I've been curious to see what that's all about.
Well then, in this episode, who were your favorite and least favorite characters?
Least favorite's probably still Littlefinger, which is weird because there's other characters I really don't like, but they haven't been around in a while, like Ramsay Bolton. Yeah, where the hell's he been lately? Or the Boltons in general, I suppose. Janos Slynt has to be up there too, just being a slimy kind of dude. Faves, Jon Snow was pretty great. Daenerys was trying her best. Tyrion was, comical and witty as always. Even no matter how much limited his screen time, he's always fantastic. Arya, Bronn was pretty fun. I'm probably missing some people, but mostly, but Brienne, Podrick, characters I enjoy. I would also throw in Stannis's wife as characters I don't like, just because she didn't do anything overly bad, but she just rubs me the wrong way every time she's on screen.
It's always rude to her little daughter too.
Right.
Like,
well,
okay,
I would put her daughter
down.
in the characters I like too, even though she was also very minor. Same with Samwell. Samwell is him standing up and having that speech for Jon Snow was pretty good.
Samwell getting to read today.
Yeah, not something you see every day. It's pretty wild.
All right. Well, that was our reaction to season 5, episode 2. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click that like down below and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on all of our latest videos, including each and every one of our Game of Thrones reactions. Also, make sure you are following Tyler across the interwebs. Tyler, where can they find you?
Well, obviously, you can find me here reacting to Game of Thrones and also Daredevil. We have to get that one up running with Hannah sometime in the near future. We're getting close to the end of season 1.
Yeah.
And we also are in talks to have potentially another reaction series. It's not official, so I'm not gonna announce what it is. But we are in talks, in deep discussions, contract-wise, if we're gonna make it work or not. But you can also find me on my own YouTube channel, searching up my name for reviews, reactions, all that jazz over there. You can also find me on Twitter and Instagram at It's Tyler Calvert.
Perfect. And make sure you leave your comments down below. How did you feel about season 5, episode 2? Do you agree, disagree? Leave all of your thoughts in the comments, or you can hit either one of us up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your continued support. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.